Hi guys, it's Shell, Sunbury Housewives. Welcome back to another video. If you're new to our channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see future videos. And guess what? Memberships are back. The link to join is in the description box below. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. So I'm starting out with this 30-ounce barrel type tumbler from Hogg, the stainless steel depot company. And I pull it out of the box, and I'm going to put everything back in the box so I don't lose it. So once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and prep my tumbler. So by prepping it, I am going to pull off this little white sticker thingy on the bottom, and apparently I took my time. And then I'm going to take my sanding block and sand the living crap out of this thing. I want to get that protective layer off of the stainless steel so that it makes it easier for my paint and the epoxy to ultimately adhere the best to this tumbler. Once I am done sanding this, and I want to make special attention to the rim, and then I take my alcohol and clean this off and clean up my workspace also, apparently. So then I take some painter's tape and I'm going to divide this tumbler in half. I am making a watermelon tumbler. I've been wanting to make one for quite a while, and so I'm making one. So I take my painter's tape and I just eyeball it. It doesn't need to be perfect in my eyes anyway. And I go down one half and down the other side, making it as even as possible by eyeballing it. And then, of course, one side was shorter than the other, so I had to tear off another piece of tape and add it to that. So the first side that I'm going to work on is the rind side. So I just take some of this line ceramic coat colored paint and I do 2 coats on this side. Hi guys, it's me. So I was going over the footage. And I noticed that either I've deleted or I forgot to record part of it. So I'm adding it here. So anyway, right after this step, what I do is I add a coat of, not super glue, school glue. A nice, decent coat, just paint it over it. And then immediately I go in with, I'm just using ceramic coat, Christmas green. I add a little bit of black in and just very carefully dip my brush in and go over, just pretend this is got school glow on it. I take a brush, dip it in, and then take one over. You don't want to go back and forth, because then you're going to disrupt the glue. So then what that is doing is giving it, I'm basically doing a crackle effect over that first lime green coat. So then what it is doing is giving this effect. I did, of course, I might have done too thick of a coat right there, which is fine. I didn't need the whole thing. So, I mean, is this perfect? Absolutely not. But this was actually my first time doing it. And I think it turned out okay and cute, and it gave me exactly what I was looking for. So anyway, back to the tutorial. So once that was all dry, I took this pinkish magenta color and I painted the other side. And this is where I'm going to do the actual watermelon. So I give this a coat and being very careful where the meets the rind, and paint my arm as well, because why not? And go right up against that line, being very careful not to get it on the rind, because that's not what I want, right? So I paint up at the top too. And I was trying to give it that, that wedge look. That didn't pan out how I thought. I don't know what I was thinking. So I give this one coat and let that dry. And then for the second coat, this is where I was just not having the best day. Yes, it was open. I had a slit at the top, but apparently it closed some. So I squirted this in to a medicine cup, and then I added some Mod Podge in after I cleaned up the mess, and mix it together. But before I could mix it together, I had to pull out a lot of, what do you call this, Mod Podge boogers. And I found this oddly satisfying. So I thought I got it out, tried to squeeze. Nope. I had more. I found this very satisfying. You may not, but I did. So I left it in. Once I got all of that cleaned out, then I mix up the Mod Podge and paint, and then I proceed to paint it onto the tumbler. So again, being careful of the line, and I don't do a very thin coat, but not a very extra thick coat, because the glitter I'm using does have a mixture of chunky and fine glitter. So this glitter, I could not tell you what it is. I've had it forever, and it's just a mixture of a bunch of different glitters. But it happened to be perfect for a watermelon tumbler. So I go ahead and paint the rest of the Mod Podge on and pour on my glitter. Once that was dry, I added 2 coats of epoxy, and then once that was cured, I cleaned up my rim of any epoxy that might have spilled over and sand down any rough spots, which wasn't a whole lot, just a few pokey bits, and make sure that I sand down to the rim where the bottom of it, where it was a little more pokiest. That's not a word, pokey. Clean it up, and then I was ready to add on my decals. So I cut out in this greenish yellowish, it's kind of yellow in one light, but it's mostly green, holographic vinyl, and I did an offset in black. So because of the way that my day was going, I went ahead and just cut out the letter or the words individually and added them to my offset. So then I go ahead and individually add the words onto the watermelon side of the tumbler. I guess the whole thing is a watermelon, but the juicy part. So I go ahead and just line it up and add them individually. So then once that was done, I had cut out also in just black vinyl the seeds, and I'm not adding all of the seeds. I just wanted them here and there. So I add some to the corner here, and no rhyme or reason, just some random seeds. And then I add them also in some other spots, as you'll see. How cute is that? So now that all that's on, I do take the Rust-Oleum 2x clear coat spray and give it 2 coats of spray to seal in all of the vinyl that I used. And then I'll pop it on my turner for 2 more coats of epoxy, and this tumbler will be done. And here she is all done. I'm so in love with this tumbler. It came out how I had hoped it would. I am absolutely just in love with it. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up. This tumbler will be available on the website. Everything will be listed in the description box below. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Till next time. Bye, guys.